Have you ever been on the verge of something incredible? Something you've worked so hard for? Something you've dreamed about for years? The promotion, the book deal, the perfect relationship, the launch of that project you poured your soul into, you're right there at the finish line. You can practically taste it. And then, out of nowhere, you trip. You stumble. You get in your own way. The night before the big presentation, you stay up until 4 a.m. watching old TV shows. The day before the deadline, your laptop mysteriously crashes, and you forgot to back up your work. You start a fight with the person you love just as things are getting serious. It's not just a mistake. It's a pattern. It's a secret pact you make with your own undoing. It's the strange, hollow relief you feel in that moment of failure, followed by the crushing weight of regret. It's the moment you look in the mirror and ask, why did I just do that to myself? This isn't about willpower. It's about a deeply rooted, unconscious psychological force. It's the ghost in the machine. It's the psychology of self-sabotage. And to understand it, we have to stop asking what we did and start asking what we're truly afraid of. I know this feeling so well because I've lived it. For years, my biggest dream was to be a creator, to share my thoughts and stories with the world. I poured months into planning this perfect video series. I had the scripts, the equipment, the schedule. Everything was ready. It was a terrifying, beautiful moment. And then, I just couldn't press record. I'd find 1,000 other things to do. I'd edit videos that didn't exist yet. I'd reorganize my hard drives. My calendar would fill with urgent but meaningless tasks. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. I would sit in this very chair, staring at the camera, a pit of anxiety in my stomach, paralyzed. When I finally, shamefully admitted defeat and let the project go, there was a strange, fleeting sense of relief. The pressure was off. The fear was gone. The internal voice that had been screaming, "You're going to fail," was finally quiet. But then came the deep, bitter silence. The whisper of "I told you so." Not from anyone else, but from myself. It was my own mind, a part of me, that had stood at the door to my dream and slammed it shut. So why do we do this? The first, and maybe most surprising, reason is a deep-seated fear of success. Now, that sounds ridiculous, right? We all want to succeed. But what success truly brings is change. And change is terrifying. Think about it. What if you do get the promotion? Now the expectations are higher. You might have to work with new people, new responsibilities. What if you aren't as good as they think you are? What if your hidden insecurities are finally exposed? This is the fear of being an imposter. The anxiety isn't about the task. It's about the new identity that success forces you to wear. Success also means your life changes. Your relationships might shift. Your identity might shift. The person who is the struggling artist might become the successful artist. And who are you without that struggle? Our self-image is built on our familiar stories, even the painful ones. Self-sabotage is our desperate attempt to cling to the person we already know, even if that person is unhappy. It's a twisted kind of comfort. But the deepest, most painful root of all is often the voice that whispers, "You don't deserve this." This is an irrational thought. It's a core belief, often programmed in childhood. Maybe you were constantly criticized. Maybe you were taught that love was conditional on being perfect. Maybe you saw success in your family, and a part of you was told, "That's not for you." This voice becomes our inner saboteur, and its logic is chillingly simple. If I succeed and it all falls apart, it will hurt more. It will confirm that I wasn't good enough. It's safer to fail on my own terms. If I don't try, I can't be told I'm a failure. Self-sabotage is a preemptive strike. We break our own hearts so that the world can't. It's a way of saying, "I'll do the damage myself, because at least then I'm in control." It's a way of protecting a deeply wounded part of ourselves from what feels like inevitable future pain. This brings us to the final psychological layer, the illusion of control. We often conflate self-sabotage with a fear of failure, but it's more nuanced. True failure, the kind where you gave it your all and it didn't work out, is an ego-crushing experience. It's humbling. It's out of our control. But when you self-sabotage, you retain power. You get to say, I didn't fail because I wasn't capable. I failed because I got in my own way. I didn't even try. It's a subtle but powerful distinction. You can blame yourself for your actions, which feels more manageable than blaming yourself for your inherent worth. It's a way of protecting your ego from the ultimate test. So how we stop? We can't just tell ourselves to just do it. That's like trying to reason with a part of ourselves that isn't using logic. The first step is awareness. When you feel that familiar urge to procrastinate, to start a fight, to neglect the one thing you need to be doing, stop, just for a second, and say to yourself, hello, old friend. There you are. Acknowledge the pattern without judgment. The second and most difficult step is compassion. The inner saboteur isn't an enemy. It's a wounded part of you, a scared child trying to protect you from pain. Instead of fighting it, try to listen. Ask it, what are you trying to protect me from? What am I truly afraid will happen if I succeed? Listen for the fear of judgment, the fear of change, the fear of unworthiness. And the third step is to take tiny, imperfect action. Self-sabotage often works by creating an overwhelming, monumental task. The antidote is to shrink it. Don't promise yourself you'll finish the whole project. Promise yourself you'll work on it for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. It's a way of showing your saboteur, hey, this isn't a threat. We're just going for a walk. We're not running a marathon. The goal isn't to silence that inner voice. It's to learn to listen to it with kindness and then to choose a different path. It's to say, I hear your fear, but I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to do this with you, not against you. And we'll figure out together. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're a person who has learned to protect themselves in a way that is no longer serving you. The story you've been telling yourself, the one where you're destined to fail, is just that. A story. And you, and only you, have the power to write a new one. Start today. Don't finish the video. Don't start a project. Just take one single, courageous step forward. Because the greatest success isn't just achieving the goal. It's showing up for yourself, day after day, in the face of your own deepest fears. You're worth it.